Thank you so much.
Okay, absolutely wonderful. So, guys, hope you are all cool. And it's time for us to talk today about segregation in Nigeria and Africa as a form of racism in its own right. And like I said earlier on, I want to make a case study for the Osu caste system. And we're going to discuss about that and also about how religion has divided us. Right from when I was a kid, I saw religion as a divisive tool, not a uniting tool. And I must say this, Ada, if there's anything you know about me, or let me suggest that I'm sure you have these sentiments about me, I do not buy into conspiracy theories.
Mm-hmm.
And two, I am not a big Donald Trump fan. However, studying the George Floyd protests and how quickly this protest ignited into what it became, I see a bit of a political undertone. I don't know if there's any. I don't like Donald Trump. I'm not a Donald Trump fan. But how quickly this rose to national prominence. Somebody capitalized on the racism in America and they're using it for political division. I am seeing the signs. I may be wrong, but I'm seeing the signs. Some things are not adding up. Is George Floyd the first person to be killed by police? Could we just say that this is the last straw on the camel's back and this led to oh yes, there's a possibility of that. But you see, one thing Trump did, he played himself with regards to the media. He made so many enemies in the media. So any small opportunity to make him look worse than he is, they dial into it. When people were speaking lies about Bill Gates, they say Bill Gates killed people in India. I'm sure, Ada, you heard that story. Ada, you there?
Yeah, I did.
Now, let me tell you the truth. As of today, Bill Gates is still carrying out vaccinations in India. It never stopped. There's no lawsuit. Bill Gates, anybody can wake up and decide that they want to take this up, blah 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 blah. Died in the HPV vaccines that were carried out in India. 7 girls. Now, let me give you the statistics. One girl drowned in a quarry. What does that have to do with a vaccine? Another died from snake bite. What does that have to do with the vaccine? Two died from suicide by ingesting pesticides. One died from the complications of malaria. And that's what you have as a total of 7 girls. Except for two, that's 5. Then the remaining 2, the causes of death were less certain. One from prexia or high fever, and a second from suspected cerebral hemorrhage. So out of 7, person snake bite person, he die. But because that person was vaccinated, they say a vaccine kill him. Did the vaccine turn to snake? The girl that drowned in a quarry fell inside water and drowned. What has vaccine got to do with it? If she wasn't vaccinated, she would have been able to breathe in the water. The one that died of malaria. So it is the vaccine that gave her malaria. You see, these are the things that we need to bring to the forefront of the public with regards to these people. And when all this was against Bill Gates, because I have information at my fingertips, as I'm speaking to you, they're inviting me to come and speak in South Africa. And I'm not even an expert on these things. It's just that I can see what the average can't see. Same thing with Donald. You see, oh, Donald Trump is this. I've been shouting and calling Donald Trump names, but all of a sudden I'm like, hey, this thing is moving. It's like, let me give you an example. You go to meet a girl, and you say, "Hi, I'd like to get to know you," you know, and the girl says, "Yes, fine." And 1 hour later, the girl just makes a statement like, "Since we have started dating now, when do you think you'll come and meet my parents?" They realize, we all realize that the world is a very sentimental place. Some people are following Donald Trump simply because he's Christian. I have pastor friends who are following Donald Trump because most pastors I know who like Donald Trump is because he holds Bible. No, it's not enough. I'm not tapping into sentiments. I'm not following. As a matter of fact, I don't think I like Donald Trump. But looking at this George Floyd narrative is a somebody saying you are wrong unless you live here. You understand the pains the people in color go through. I understand totally. But this particular incident is a bit blown out of proportion for political reasons. I am seeing that hand. You see, Obama, are you trying to tell me that less black people died during Obama's time? The statistics are not pointing towards that direction. They just know that if you pinch Donald Trump like this, he will talk like this. So what they do is they just pinch him like that. They know he'll talk, hey, he has spoken. Do you understand? So they're tying into the sentiment. You've got to understand, and I'm trying to establish something with this with regards to Nigeria. The reason why we're divided is not more so that we're divided or that there's more so this much disunity. Somebody is tapping into it. The more you make the Igbo man believe that the Fulani man is a herdsman that will come and kill him at night and destroy his crops, the less likely the Igbo man is to trust a Fulani man in leadership. Am I making sense?
Yeah.
You look around you, then they will link that Fulani man with Islam. So you are creating a divide against Islam, against the Fulanis. Then you are taking the Fulanis as all, I'm just giving you a simple scenario here. Then you are taking the Fulanis as all northerners. First of all, a Fulani man that is working as a medical doctor in the Kaduna State Hospital, wetin concern am with person where they push malu inside bush? There's no correlation. But because he's Fulani, you automatically divide them into a group. They're all the same. And then you extend it to all northerners. So this is how segregation and racism is used to divide a people to the benefit of some unscrupulous elements. And I've said this from the beginning. Nigeria is not ready for a democracy. What we need is a dictatorship for like 20 years. I would think that that might work. And during that 20 years, no Efik woman is going to be allowed to marry an Efik man. It's going to be illegal. No Yoruba man will be allowed to marry a Yoruba woman. No Hausa man will be allowed to. If you cannot, and it's not that you will not marry, you will not even marry from the north. If you are Hausa, you must marry from the south, south, southeast, east, or southwest. I tell you the truth, within 20 years, the religion, the race, the ethnic segregation will be a thing of the past. Because how do you want to fight Hausa when two of your children are Hausa? How do you want to fight Efik where your grandmother is Efik? So until they're able to do away with that opportunity for that, because it will now be some Nigerians are killing us in the bush, should no longer be Fulani herdsmen. So that divide, that division, that narrative plot twist that is happening today cannot happen. And of course, you know me. There's, as in, it will be illegal. And a pastor will go to jail for saying you cannot marry outside his church. It will become a national offense that will include flogging in part of the all a young man needs to do is walk to a police station and say that it was trying to marry a girl and the pastor said no. Before that pastor will see daylight again, or that imam, before he will see daylight again. Then you'll be amazed how much sanity can be returned to a nation if the sentiments of tribe and religion are removed. Someone said, even if with dictatorship, it will. You see, the problem is nobody's going to allow such a dictatorship because they're going to come out with human rights, the same nonsense that they'll come out with when they are enjoying the division. Listen, I don't know if you realize it, people. Somebody is enjoying this division. Somebody is making money off this division. Somebody is siphoning the resources of this country because of this division. So until you are able to remove this division by any means necessary, that siphoning, that segregation, that looting, religion will continue being a problem. Same thing with your tribe. Where are you from? I'm Efik. Oh, wow. Tell us about your culture. That is where the sweetness will end. Nigeria would be one. But of course, you don't like that. So let's take phone calls.
Okay, the phone number to join the conversation is 0700 993 993 993 0700 993 993 993. And do also send in your contributions via the WhatsApp number 0809 597 5805 0809 597 5805. Hello, good evening.
Let people speak faster because we don't have that much time, my darling Ada.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Hello. Yes. Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you doing? Yes, absolutely, we
How are
can.
you doing?
God
Okay.
bless you,
Thank you
sir.
so much.
Ada,
Yes, sir.
somebody said something. Said we have had tribalism issues. Someone on social media here, Captain D10. He said we've had tribalism issues from the word go. There has been tribalism in Nigeria. It's like a young lady whose sexuality it was not contained by her parents. A young lady that by 10 was kissing every guy that she liked, and the parents couldn't contain it, was her flaw. By the time she was 15, she was indulging in all sorts of lewd acts with any guy available.
Wow.
Then she's now 30 and is now fully into the Olosho business. And we're saying it's her character. We could have curbed it when she was 10. Same thing with or a little boy who's stealing and they're not able to curb it. And at 50, he steals whatever he can. It's already too late. You see, the sentiments of tribalism were there, and those in power enjoyed them because it enabled them to rule by division. They call it the divide and conquer concept. You cannot divide and conquer a united people. You know, the local broom used to sweep the floor. The one they call it bale or owo in Yoruba. Try to break a whole broom and you see it's impossible. because
I've
to
said that before.
because together that broom will stand. But one single broomstick is broken very easily. And this is simply because of a concept of together, united we stand, divided we fall. They know that a united people are difficult to rule and difficult to cheat. So they create the division and manipulate that division to their advantage. Elections are coming up. I don't see how Donald Trump is going to be able to win. Right now, with what's going on, but you'd be amazed. This has always been Donald Trump. He didn't change. I want to ask you a question. You see that level of riots on the street and you're not going to deploy the military? I have videos of a Mercedes-Benz shop burning. Waiting concern Mercedes-Benz. Inside, say person die. Now Mercedes kill him. I saw a black couple who lost their shop. Now, if Obama had deployed the military, he would have done it more tactfully. He would have done the same thing, but much more tactfully. He would have come and cried. He would have come and knelt down on one knee in front of the people. He would have played the politics, but done exactly what Trump did. The only thing Trump didn't do was play down to the emotions. And he's losing because of that. Because the people, the day I was watching it with some people, and people were like, yes. I'm like, what do you mean, yes? You can't say yes. This dude needs to deploy the military. This place is turning upside down. This is not a protest. I saw somebody carrying ATM. I have a video of somebody carrying ATM and trying to carry that ATM into a bus. Dude went to steal a freaking ATM machine and was now rolling it on the street trying to get into a bus, and the bus refused to open the door for him. You didn't see that video? You have a situation like that and you're not going to deploy the military? So I'm not a Trump fan. You people know that I don't like Donald Trump. As far as I'm concerned, he's a loose cannon. But you see, my essence is, Ada stole meat. Let's beat Ada because she stole meat. Do you understand? In a situation where Ada has been known to steal meat, somebody now went to remove the meat from the pot so we can beat Ada. That's not the right one. So we've got to be very careful with that. You see, my problem with human beings is I sit down and I look at human beings and I wonder how you guys don't get it. Then I read Animal Farm. And who remembers the chickens of Animal Farm? Once they read their A, B, C, D, E, the moment you teach them E, F, G, H, I, they forget A, B, C, D, E. Let me tell you what Squealer, the pig, did to Boxer, the most hardworking horse. They sold him to a glue house that will use his bones to make glue. And you know what the funny thing is? They came and carried him broad daylight, Ojukoroju, and Squealer was telling the people that they should not worry that they are taking him to the vet. I think it was Muriel the goat or one of them that was literally jumping up and down like, are you people crazy? Can't you see this is horse slaughter? As in, they literally came in with a van that had horse slaughter on it, told Boxer to enter. Boxer entered, and they told them that they were taking Boxer to the vet. Meanwhile, the man, the thing where they can carry on, as in broadly printed horse slaughter. Muriel was like, are you people crazy? Can't you see this is horse slaughter? They couldn't read. So they trusted Squealer. Today Squealer is your pastor. Today Squealer is your politician or your imam who knows that you are unintelligent, you are unlettered, you are cluttered. So he will sit down there and know that you will see Oju Koroju like this, and he will tell you another thing and you believe him. And that's exactly what's happening. I love CNN. I like watching CNN, but I'll be silly to say that I can't see the bias against Donald Trump in this particular instance. I watch a minimum of 3 hours of CNN a day. Even my little son watches CNN. But in this instance, in this particular Donald Trump, I was following the reports on COVID-19. But once I saw this, I don't they see the and why? Because them and Donald Trump don't they drag matter. Now their matter we don't they settle since. So we need to be very careful. As a CNN literally went to interview some people, you know. But anyway, let's leave that out of narrative. And that also made me realize that as Nigerians, there are many things that they've done to us simply because we're we're divided as a people. Let's take a couple of phone calls if we can.
Absolutely. It is 99.3 Nigeria info. Keep the calls coming through, and of course your WhatsApp comments. But we'll be taking a look at that after the somebody else. Keep it locked.
For me. Thank you, darling. Well done, brother Shupo. I'm reading through your chats.
Your reliable station. More information around Nigeria. You are tuned in to 99.3 Nigeria Info.
Yeah, let them open the mic for us.
It is 99.3 Nigeria Info. And before we went on that paper, I promised I was going to take your calls. So keep on coming through 0700 993 993 993. Hello? Yes. Hello, good evening. Oh, finally. Yeah, my name is Richard from Abulegba. Okay.
Good evening, sir. How is Abulegba?
the situation has become cultural. And like you rightly said, concerning the issue of America, people are engineering the things that are happening here to particular people. Please, before I move on, I think more good aspect, I want us to stop. I'm a Christian, a Catholic, but I want us to reduce the issue of talking about religion, especially Christian. But I want everybody to be carried along on this program. Because somehow we have, since we done this program, I have not been hearing our Muslim brothers calling to contribute. I wouldn't want them to be left out. Now, going back to what I want to say, we cannot rule out what happened during the Civil War and the reason why that Civil War really happened. And the issue that brought about that Civil War, that issue is to be addressed. And you agree with me that a lot of us are shying away from discussing that until those issues are addressed, situation will not change. The issue we're having here in our country, my other country, Nigeria, but after the Civil War in America, there are people that have gone and visualized and destroyed kind of people that they want for themselves and they work towards it. But after our own Civil War here, all we ended up saying is that Nigerians get plenty money that we don't know to run to them and what else that has okay. Because they consider it a big issue. Because the government helps here. And the main that needs to be addressed. The problem is we are facing, our minds need to be that the total national nomenclature that is where we will start getting it wrong. For the Nigerian is part of our association in this country that whenever you do probably a flag and football because of Nigerian growing and thrown over the guys as a result of the plane being dropped and we do look up and we are proud of the skill in Nigeria and it's something that can still remain without the speed. Sometimes I wonder if the people, the whole life that come with that our leaders, people could ever respect national anthem or the national state. But do you know that when you look at the national anthem and the national state is being recited, I feel good people all over my mind. I mean, I'm trying to look at my brother and faith. Let's remain home. Let's talk about our own challenges here. And people can do it. I believe we can do it. We need a total rotation. And that is where I look forward to meeting you someday. So we need to start a kind of a movement. This issue of COVID-19 has really brought about too many people that things are not going right. And also the economy has to never change. We need to change. We need to change. From the religious setting to the traditional setting, we need to think Nigerian, act Nigerian, behave Nigerian. That is when we'll get things right. Okay. Also, my name is Richard, calling from Abuja.
All right, thank you so much for the call.
All right, beautiful one. Unfortunately, we cannot avoid talking about religion totally. And this is because religion is part of what is used to divide us, Africans and Nigerians. Religion is right there at the forefront of the Nigerian division narrative, and we cannot exclude it. Both from the, and I don't see how I excluded the Muslims today, because Islam and Christianity are used to divide Nigerians. We cannot run away from it. If we've run away from it up until now, I refuse to continue running. Now, Today, I wanted to make a case study of the Osu caste system as as a tool for segregation in today's Nigeria, causing division among a tribe. And I'm going to cite many other examples across other tribes in Nigeria. A young lady sent me this. She said, "I'm from a certain part of Nigeria. You can see the chat, but I'm not going to mention all those places because I need to keep her identity and story as confidential as possible. I'm from a part of Igbo land and from the same village as a very important entrepreneur." She said her family is not Osu. However, there's a guy she was dating whose mother was Osu. Not his father, his mother. Her family found out, my family found out during the family inquiry, and my family refused. My dad told me that over his dead body will Osu marry his daughter. It got to a point where every member of the family refused to speak to this young lady and would even call her names. Her dad hated her so much that they didn't speak for a while. It was a big issue. Some of his friends were divided over supporting them, while some were against them. As a matter of fact, the family ended up with a traditional ruler, and the dad told the Igwe to first go and marry Osu, and then he would join him. The pressure was so much that during the time she was able to relocate from the country, and she went out of the country just to cool off because of the pressure and persecution from the family. Said this guy knelt down and begged and pleaded, but her father refused. When she got to the States, she kept the line of communication open. However, since she stayed for 5 years, they grew apart, and then she went to Nigeria for the first time. Things weren't working again, but the name calling didn't stop, the backlash didn't stop. She even contemplated suicide at a point because her uncle that was staying with them gave her ultimatum that she cannot be talking to him while living in his house unless he would kick her out. It was really difficult. So this made them grow apart. Now, eventually, her father changed his mind after many years, but then she wasn't interested in living in Nigeria anymore. And the gentleman didn't want to live in the States. And she's still single as of today. Then the funniest part, this part saddens me the most in this story. She said she forgot to tell me that when she tries to date other people in the US who are Igbos, they bring him up. One guy told me flat out, who will marry someone that has slept with Osu, that it will be difficult for her to get married though. And the more I read this, the more I realize that our parents failed us. There will be a point in time when we are going to pick up our phones and call up our parents and say, "Daddy, Mommy, you failed us. You put your egos, you put your societal standing ahead of our mental well-being. Just so that their ego will not be affected, they gambled our mental well being. That is why we have people roaming the streets who are mentally imbalanced today because their parents took ego based decisions. I don't know who it is that I'm speaking to today, but this is something you all need to listen to. Today, she says people are finding it difficult to date her because she has slept with an Osu. Who did this to us? This is not Igbo against Yoruba or Yoruba against Akwa Ibom. This is Igbo on Igbo racism. This is George Chinedu Floyd. And don't get me wrong, I'm not limiting this to the Igbo tribe. The same thing happened to my cousin, who's from Osun State and was told he cannot marry Ijebu. And I want to ask you, you say you're not racist, but your daughter cannot marry Osu. You are worse than racist. Shame on you. You say you are not racist, but you're a Yoruba man whose daughter cannot marry from any other church except the church you attend. You are worse than a white cop. You say you're not racist, but you're a Fulani man destroying another man's farm. I think we need to discuss this narrative. Somebody said in Edo, Bini does not come home with Esan, and they are from the same state. Nonsense. You must stop it. It is your duty to stop that nonsense. Somebody is telling me shame on you too. Let me just block him. My page is not for Nini Hammers. My page is not for Nini Hammers. Our parents failed. Let's call them up and deal with this. Nigeria is heading up to the edge of a cliff and off the cliff because of silly religious. Somebody told me until a Christian can look for a Muslim version of their name, their children's name, and name them. Until a Yoruba man can name his children Igbo names or Hausa names that are beautiful. We are going to continue heading down this path. Some people bastardize Islam, or Christians, or some Muslims who bastardize Christianity. Where are we going to? Religions that we imported from the Middle East. And when they came in, we threw away our own. God will save you people. So we need to understand these things, and we need to speak about these things. Our parents gambled our mental. Do you know what it is like to tell a girl that she cannot marry a boy? Not because the boy is a thief, not because he's a juju boy, not because he's from another church. Or because he's from the same state but another tribe.
You know, this thing actually happened to one of my aunts. The pastor refused, like he vehemently refused to wed her and her husband because the guy was coming from another church. And then he said, "You're here, you're on the choir, we've put in so much work. You're now the woman that you are. You want to leave. Seriously, we can't wed you. We can't wed that guy here. It's either you leave."
And what did your auntie Lee do?
She left though.
God bless her. May she grow and enjoy her life. I would have left and slapped him while at it. Where do people get all these mental nutters from?
I think we really need a lot of work to do as a country. Do you know how many persons tell me your parents are not proud of their culture? When they ask me, "You don't have an ethnic name?" I said, "No, just Ada." Your parents are not proud.
You have a Nigerian name. Tell them next time. You have a Nigerian name.
You tell them.
I even thought you wanted to say your name is Janet or your name is Mary. And they'll now be angry. You have a Nigerian name, you are not proud of your culture. This is the nonsense that we people do up and down that makes us look like we don't have head. Most Nigerian parents care about their reputation more than their children's mental health. And it has to stop. My daughter brings home Fulani, they will marry. And they will marry inside Free Nation, even though the church does not have authority to wed people. They will come and do Thanksgiving inside Free Nation. My children want to marry Muslim, they will marry. Anybody that stands against it, I will call that person out on social media. Now, so I go begin to do this nonsense. All of us go crazy. My pikin won't marry Igbo or Yoruba or Efik. I'll now say, because you are from Efik or you are from Osu, God will punish Osu. In fact, I dey look for Osu wey won't marry my children. Make I use and start. Very annoying nonsense. They said they tried to abolish. We had a meeting that day. You didn't come for the meeting, and one of the guys raised it. He said in their village that their Igwe woke up one day and said that that we have to abolish this thing. Blah 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 blah. You know what everybody said? They said you should go and marry an Osu wife first. Then they can start listening to him. That I'm telling you, for what? Are we not all Nigerians? We should be able to marry from Ghana, from Kenya, from South Africa. Tell me that you cannot marry this woman because you don't like her character. Tell me you cannot marry this woman because you don't feel comfortable around her, but not because she's from a certain tribe or because she's from a certain faith. Faith that you inherited. If you are not colonized, will you be Christian? I want to ask you today. If you are colonized by the Chinese, won't you be Buddhist? And if you are colonized by the Japanese, won't you all be Shintoists? Or you think you are Christians because Christianity is from us? It came with the slave ships. Somebody's got to tell you. And the slave ships left, but it didn't go with them. And my anger is not Christianity. My anger is the slave version that we have today, and we are killing ourselves over it. You cannot marry from another church. Nonsense. Because the guy is using her to, when she's singing like this, ooh, yeah, praise the Lord. People are dropping money. You think he cares about her or her well-being? I see nothing more than that demon girl in the story of Paul and Silas in the book of Acts, where Paul rebuked the demon out of the girl, and the owners of the girl that were using her to make money got angry. That's the narrative I'm seeing here today. So we need to talk about this. And not just Christianity, not just Osu. Black people as a whole must do away with ego and tribalism and segregation and hold on to things that will give their children. Imagine my daughter by mistakenly dated someone from Osu, so nobody's now going to marry her. Only me will carry my daughter and go and meet another tribe. Shebi, if Igbo people that say they will not marry you, no worry. Only me go find you Hausa boyfriend or Yoruba boyfriend or Efik boyfriend. Nonsense. Please. Somebody said, my brother's wife's dad refused to accept married his daughter because my brother was Christian. When he died, he married the girl. Show you this. You will now become that king that until you die, they cannot see the light. Imagine that nonsense. You will now die. They will now be showing you your daughter's wedding video where you are in heaven. You'll be there crying. Or maybe hell. Satan will be patting your back. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. It's okay to be all right. Eh? Nonsense. Nonsense. Let me tell you the funny thing. When I married my tribe, I had a horrible union. Horrible. Not only were we tribe, We were bored, as in state borders. I can't go jam a totally different tribe. As a matter of fact, my father had never been to that part of Nigeria until, except because of me. Everything can't dey sweet. I can't dey chop chicken, can't dey chop everything, can't dey fat. You won't come tell me, say, me, I go. No. My younger sister married Edo. My second sister, my mom's last born, sorry, married an Edo boy whose mother was Yoruba. And they have a lovely marriage. They know they call us concert to fight. So what is it? It's hard for our parents. It's hard for my father. I was lucky because my father went to marry Oyinbo. So it is hard for my father that went to marry Oyinbo because he's Muslim. Yoruba. It's hard for my father to now tell me not to marry another state in Nigeria when you cross Atlantic Ocean to go and bring wife. You understand? So I get, maybe if my father had because my brother from my father's son, but not my mother's son, had a bit of problem because he wanted to marry some girl and then they kicked against it. So I guess I was luckier because I didn't know how they were going to fly that, hey, you should not do it. Did you not do it? So I was lucky. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I think you need to make your children lucky too. Stop marrying from your tribe. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. You are not helping Nigeria. You're not helping. You are worse than if you insist. Listen, there's nothing wrong in you. It's like me walking down the street and jamming Ada. And Ada is the kind of girl that I like. She's sweet. She's nice. She's well behaved. She has everything I want in a woman. And then I'm now lucky. She's from my state. As a matter of fact, her uncle is my father's uncle's friend's best friend's colleague. All well and good. But any man, any Nigerian man or woman who insists on marrying from his tribe is as bad as a white policeman kneeling on the neck of a black man. Because what you're doing is you're kneeling, not physically, but in a way that the economy of this country is going to continue remaining crippled. So, let's take phone calls. I can see we're running out of time.
Exactly so. So we get people's reactions.
Yeah.
We get to talk to people who has experienced something like that. The phone number is 0700 993 993 993. 0700 993 993 993. Hello. Hello, good evening.
Tell them that they have just 30 seconds, my darling sister, because this one that they'll come and first toast you.
You have just 30 seconds to state your point, okay? All right.
I knew he was going to take forever. I'm glad. Guys, when you're calling us, put your thoughts together in a briefcase. So when you call, just open the briefcase and read out your thoughts to us.
Okay, there is a tweet here. Tell Daddy Freeze that our parents didn't fail us because that was how we were brought up. We are the ones failing. And that's from
Your parents failed you. Agree. Your parents failed you because they could not take their noses out of the sentiments of religion and tribalism. That is why Nigeria is where it is today. And many of them are suffering for it. Because the time we should have spent growing together in unity, we spent fighting ourselves the moment they gave us independence that we did not deserve. We had no right to be independent. Independent for what? So we can be doing this nonsense. Oh yeah, that talk.
Hello? Good evening.
Hello, good evening.
Good evening. Sister.
Good evening, my dear sister.
Yeah?
Yes, go on. He can hear you.
Okay. You see this sentiment thing? It's very African. African, we are very Nigeria. We are very sentimental. Okay, can you imagine this Nigeria in truth while waiting? There's something I can see, ecosystem and whatever, which was asking the men, okay, where are you people doing this? Where are the men who are becoming? I the people of those men, all these elderly men that need to call morning crossfire, afternoon crossfire, evening crossfire to come and talk. They did not talk. It was other people that were talking. Can you imagine what I'm saying that the way the state, the women, yes, to try to make
Yeah, the way they talk to them.
you know, all these things are sentiment. And the ones that now this issue of come up now, let them come and answer now. I cannot say them coming. They will not talk now. They will not talk. They will not come and answer me now. They don't know if you can say them here. They take them back to. They will not come and answer this kind of person that's asking me now. Yes, now. It's a very much like very much they want to ask them personal things or search them money. And now what is something we cannot answer.
Yes.
We are with you, oh my sister. We can hear you.
Okay. Hello? Yes, hello, good evening. All right. Yes, we can hear you.
We can hear you clearly, sir. Do this stuff. Okay, you know what?
Yes, we can hear you. He's about to say something to you.
I couldn't really hear what he was saying because he was stuttering.
Okay. Sorry, darling, I have to cut you off so you can hear Daddy phrase.
What was he saying?
But basically, he thanked you for the good work. And
Oh,
he
wow.
said, he called you earlier to mention to you about being interested for you to link him up with a record label.
Oh, wow.
And he's an artist.
Sorry, I'm so sorry about that. Unfortunately, I now work in Nigeria Info. I don't have so much entertainment clout anymore. Right now, I have more news related clout. So, more calls. I love what that woman did, by the way. The woman who was complaining about the Osu.
Yeah.
I was so happy with that because until we're ready to wake up and face this and talk about these things until we're ready to include one another instead of this religious exclusion that we're practicing in error.
Hello? Hello, good evening.
Good evening, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, go on. Go on, we can hear you.
Okay. What did he say?
He's asking you to explain, talk more about racism being a white and a black man.
Luckily for me, I've never really experienced racism before. I've experienced more tribalism than racism. If you understand what I'm talking about. I've been more on the receiving end of the tribalism divide and the racism divide. Because, okay, maybe a bit in Romania when I was growing up as a kid, but not really so bad to the point where it affected me. You know, racist comments here and there, but it was mixed. It had its own advantages. They saw me as black, and I remember I'll be walking down the street and girls will come and kiss me, and they'll just tell me, I just wanted to see what black lips feel like, and they'll be going on their own. So when I was younger, I'd kissed more girls by the time I was 16 than my mates were 20. I could just walk out for road. Girls could just come meet me, kiss me. And proper kiss, so I myself where I no get work if I go respond well. I know me, I be octopus. I know sabi kiss without hands. But once I start to kiss like this, you go not believe say I get 8 hands. You know go believe where my hand they go. So only you go just wake up say, true, they know they kiss black people. They know well.
You just kiss random girls?
They used to come and kiss me just to see to feel what black lips feel like. Do you understand? Yeah, I'm telling you. And it was quite an experience, to be honest. So those were the cute parts. But also people would talk to me anyhow. I experienced that too. They'll ask me very stupid questions that you would feel very sad about. There was a certain young lady who invited me out one day, and I went to hang out with her friends who were street thugs. And they taunted me well. You understand? I can still remember that. But aside that, not George Floyd level racism. Definitely not. But when it comes to tribalism, I've lost jobs because I'm not of a certain tribe. You understand? So that's why, to me, the average Nigerian in Nigeria is more likely to be treated with prejudice because of his tribe or his religious belief. Oh, you don't even want to talk about religion. I lost 3 years of work because of religion. I didn't work for 3 years because I had religious beliefs now. For instance, look at what happened with Daily Times now. Thank God they've gone to recant what they said. Daily Times woke up and said I'm no longer a Christian because I was speaking for the name Yeshua instead of Jesus, which by the way, Yeshua is the original name. It's like I know everybody calls Ada AD. Then one day I now find out that her own real name is actually Ada, not AD. But I continue to choose AD. And it's not like she says she prefers AD. I don't know if I'm making sense to you. So all these things are, and oh, you have no idea. Oh. There was one particular church I attended. The pastor and his cronies as in, you don't know what it's like when they call you for a job, then they call you the next day and say they are sorry. Somebody on the board said that they should blacklist you because you insulted their geo. You have no idea. So I've suffered more from religion than white people oppressing me. I'm telling you. So to me, breaking the religious stronghold is more important than what they are doing with George Floyd. Because no policeman has ever knelt down on my neck before because I'm of a color. No policeman. If me and police have issue, is because bring your driver's license. I say no, you have no right to search me. That's the issue, not because I'm a color. So it would be stupid of me to carry placard with George Floyd. Meanwhile, I lost 3 years of work because of religious stupidity in my own country. Abroad, you wake up one day and say you want to practice witchcraft. No government will hold you. You think police will come and in Nigeria they will put tire that is the size of your neck around your neck and start looking for who has petrol. It's nonsense. We are there carrying placard with George Floyd. Meanwhile, I have never been a victim of racial profiling or discrimination, but I've been a victim of religious profiling and discrimination. Why am I crying with George Floyd? Who is crying with me? Do you know how many people are not going to get jobs because I have a follower who said that for you to work in their company, you have to go to church with them every Sunday to their own church shrine that they attend every Sunday. Unless you do that, they will sack you.
It just took me back to memory lane. Back then in school, I had this lecturer. She's now late. May her soul rest in peace. She was a lecturer and a pastor. So she came to class one day and then she said, all of you, I have a 5 days retreat or 5 days what, I don't know, I didn't go. She said, if you want to pass, that's your test. Come to the church, I'll take attendance, and that's your test. I refused, I didn't go, and I failed.
And you are saying her soul should rest in peace? Her soul should burn in hell.
She freed.
Yes, I said it and I'll say it again. She should burn in hell. You failed you destroyed somebody's life. Do you know how many people committed suicide because you see, you were lucky. Maybe it didn't happen to you in your final year where you had to resit, you had to come back and do 1 whole year because of the course. Do you know how many people committed suicide because they could not finish with their mates? Rest in peace, Care. She can rest only in pieces. How dare you do that to human beings, children? You will not do this because that's religious profiling. You and our children, I'm sure our children are carrying placard and doing George Floyd. I don't know vex, but that thing vex me. I hate it when people are put to.
No, I was angry. I wasn't the only one. Some students protested.
And they did not sack the.
They have cacos now. It just died up there.
I pray that somebody carries this kind of nonsense to come and give me in today's world. I will see if that lecturer can ever get a job again in this country. I will use her to show Nigeria that Daddy Freeze is cuckoo not well, finally. Her life will be rugged, though, not here.
Just had to read for the exams. I think I had a B. Exams just 60 something, and that was my only saving grade because tests I failed.
So that was the test. Come and attend seminar. People that do not have the moral capacity to be hired as car wash receptionists that will be tearing tickets for people to come and wash their car. You make them teach people's children. Can you let me ask you a question? In that America where they kneel down on people's neck, can you try that nonsense? Can you try that nonsense as in a lecturer in Harvard A lecturer in Harvard will tell his students that unless he goes to church seminar, he will not pass. Now I understand if, for instance, you are attending to you are studying theology or Pentecostalism, and they say, okay, today's test is a 5-day Benny Hinn seminar, a 5-day Benny Hinn religious conference. You're going to go there, understudy what the pastor is preaching, understudy the relationship. I understand that. But what were you studying in school? Ada, what were you studying in school?
French.
You were studying
I was a
French.
French lecturer.
And this was a French lecturer.
She was a French lecturer. I was
God, please, if she ever made it to heaven, I beg you in your holy name, please help me downgrade her to hell today. Let the fire start. Nonsense.
It was terrible. I would have the fear of the failure, But then I told my dad I was like, you're not leaving this house. At what time? 8 p.m. When are you gonna be back? The street is not safe. Just for nah.
Your dad had better sense. Better ubonge sense. Let's take phone calls. We have run out of time. This topic is sweeting me. I'm angry in a sweet way.
Hello? So sorry, darling. Hello? Hello, good evening. Yes, good evening.
Good evening. Yes, we can hear you, sir. Go ahead.
Yes, we can.
Okay, I just want to talk about this incident.
Okay.
So there's this classmate of mine, because actually I finished from UNN. Oh, sorry, my name is Frank from Festa.
Okay, Frank.
All right, Frank from Festa. God bless you. Go ahead. We're listening.
So this classmate of mine is actually a lady. We're in school together, so all of a sudden, when we were about to graduate, she came back trying to me that the guy who was supposed to get married to, when the people came to her village and they wanted to see her, people discovered that she was an Osu, so they couldn't get married to her anymore. And initially, she didn't even get the gist about what Osu was all about. It's like her parents never told her what it was because she was a legal product. So along the line, she was like, what's the meaning of all this? Why are they discriminating against her? The parents were just like trying to calm her down and make her understand that something they didn't want to explain to her so that she would not be so scared and feel as if she was a nobody or as if people should be scared of her. So it happened to the first person, second person, like three young guys that were supposed to get married to her. Still, when they came to her village to know how people would be, they discovered she was also they all rejected her. So she felt too rejected and she was really sad. So as I'm talking to you now, she got married to a foreigner, Norwegian to be precise.
God will bless the Norwegian that does not know the foolishness of Nigeria's Osu. May God bless that Norwegian.
So completely now is in love with the guy. So when I'm taking the clue right now, the guy younger brother is interested in her own sister. Like he wants to get married to her. So
Can you see?
what really baffling me
Are the white people not better than us now? Are they not better than us?
people that don't or will not be married in this country, or probably there's nobody that wants to get married to them. So any opportunity they see to travel out or get associated with anybody outside, they will really do that. And there's also one thing I also noticed about these also people. They are very intelligent when it comes to academics, because this lady, even when we finish, she finished the first class. And I studied engineering in school. She was super intelligent. I was so shocked that such a lady would find this
Imagine
in Nigeria.
a first class material.
So the time I
Oh,
so we got to understand that back then, how all these things arise is normally during winter tribal war. Maybe a particular set of people going through, and when they capture them, they dedicate them to the gods or to whatever deity. So they set them aside and call them so that the people are dedicated to the gods. So along the line, they begin to get married among themselves, but they begin to build children and everything. Even then, during the time of the European because they're feeling very reluctant to bring their own children. So it was this particular set of people that were actually sent to school. So they became very educated and enlightened. They knew the rhetorics about education and everything. And from there, they started to bear children, and their children became very intelligent. So if people are very surprised why they are beautiful, why they are intelligent, why they are smart, why they are enlightened, I think these are one of the factors. I just let them just share.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you so much. What a beautiful way to end the show, Ada.
Yeah.
What a beautiful way. Now, I want to ask you, that girl, can you tell her that white people are bad?
Of course not.
When her own people messed her up, now a Norwegian is marrying her, and that same Norwegian's brother wants to marry her sister, you will now come and tell her that somebody is called George Floyd. Let us face our issues as Nigerians. What some Nigerians have seen in the hands of black people, Oyinbo has not done it to them. Fulani herdsmen that they called us yesterday to report to us are not white. They are black like us. They are Nigerians, Africans. May God open the eyes of our hearts and our spirit. And may religious you cannot come and tell me about white people being bad when a Nigerian geo, when like 3 different Nigerian geos were behind my not working for 3 years. What's my business with Oyinbo people? The ones that did me those 3 years, now them me are they find. Now them me and them get issue. It's silly of me. Of course, I did it in support of there's support about the black people in America. The black people that are doing us in Nigeria, who is going to stand and hold placard against them? Religious discrimination in Nigeria and ethnic discrimination is far worse, and we are more victims than waiting Oyinbo they do to who decide to leave his country, go stay for their country. God bless us all. Thank you so much, everyone. And I appreciate that last call. He was the climax on today's topic. A beautiful girl who is a first-class material could not get a husband because she was Osu. Norwegian don't come carrying thing. Make we did there, they gawk ourselves. We've lost a first-class material to Norway. Tomorrow we'll be crying that we don't have intellectuals. Mumu no gree or sea road. Thank you, Jare, my dear sister Ada.
All right, thank you so much, Daddy Freeze. It's been an awesome show, and we'll do this tomorrow.
God bless you guys. Love you all.